You know that being part of the bourgeoisie or being a part of the bourgeois apparatus is taking on their ideological stances and even not even being aware of the misrepresentations and falsehoods that are being there contained in. Now, a U.S. security expert made a very interesting claim on Twitter. He said the following. What's strange and unique and weird and special about Britain is that they've given all their land conquests back because people asked them to. There are several things wrong with this statement in that, well, they didn't give it all back. In fact, they still control the Commonwealth to this day. So the land actually wasn't given back. And you could make the argument that it wasn't even given back to the indigenous people who lived on it. Not to mention the fact that the countries who did gain independence from Britain usually did so by war. Just ask Africa what it takes to get Britain to leave your country. And then many of those African countries still have to pay reparations to the UK for no longer being a colony, which kind of defeats the purpose of liberating yourselves from colonial occupation. But I digress. And what he's doing here is, if you actually go to his tweet and see what he says, he's mocking everybody who points out the fact that he's either deluded or a liar. But what I want to make important here, what is the main point, is the fact that he is so ideologically committed to the idea of the U.S. empire that not only would he whitewash the history of the United States, but has blatantly whitewashed the history of the British Empire as well. This is the way they think. They really think. This is the settler colonial mindset. It really is deeply ingrained in their minds that the empires did nothing wrong. And this really isn't much different than, say, neo-Nazis who genuinely believe that the Nazi Empire didn't do anything wrong. In fact, you can demonstrate that the UK, in terms of if you want to go by body counts, the British Empire was absolutely worse than the Nazis. Ask Churchill about what he did in Africa. And that's just him. I think it's important that people realize that this is what they're up against. This is the settler colonial mentality, and it's not just people in government whose job it is to essentially enforce this. This is the mentality that gets into the minds of regular everyday people who genuinely don't feel like Britain ever did anything wrong, or that America ever did anything wrong, or that Canada's theft of indigenous land ever did anything wrong. It's important that we don't forget how pernicious this actually is. It's not simply a matter of racism, because sometimes the people aren't even actually aware that what they're doing is racist. This has just been the mentality of the colony for so long, or the settler colonial project for so long, that they don't even know that they hold this prejudice. I'm not saying that excuses it or anything, but it's important to note that they're not even consciously aware of it for many regular people. I mean, the people on top, the bourgeoisie, its representatives in government, they know that they're lying. But a lot of people on the lower end, the lumpen proletariat, the labor aristocracy, etc., don't realize that they live day to day with this mentality. And you are going to have to give them the shock treatment necessary to, I hate using the term wake them up to it, because that's just been destroyed. The term red pilling has been completely destroyed. The term wake up people has been completely destroyed. So I hate using those terms. But you know exactly what I mean by this. It's really important that we keep in mind, it's not justifiable that they don't understand. They should know. But the fact is that they don't. And they do need to have to be woken up to this, no matter how rude that awakening might be. And for some of them, it can lead to a lot of angry denial. and sometimes even violence.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.